What's up, guys? Casey Santana with Rich Soil Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got another guest. We are off to episode 27, and we have Noah right here from, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Riverside, Inland Empire area, and that's where I'm from. So welcome. Thank you for coming aboard.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. And yes, I am from the IE.
All right. I know I came across your page on Instagram because we had another guest on here that is a pro bull rider, Mr. Eli. I don't even want to say his last name, but we'll shout him out and I'll make sure I tag him. But you guys are doing some amazing things out there with, I think you guys are also part of some other cannabis brands that sponsor you guys. So tell me a little bit about your background. I know you're from IE, so it's not like something you would normally hear, like, oh, I fucking ride bulls. You also do other things that are like a little bit on the extreme sport. So it seems like you are like an adrenaline junkie. Tell me a little bit about that and start like who kind of led you to that path and kind of where you are now.
Yeah. So I am from the IE for the most part. Grew up in the high desert though.
Oh.
And that's actually how my bull riding came about. I was making a visit up there. It's probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I seen a buddy I haven't seen for a while. And the last time I seen him, he was kind of like broed out, like flat bill, like off-roader. Like he does that too.
I was going to say, you need to explain what broed out means. I know if SoCal understands that, but if you're from SoCal, broed out is what? What would you say broed out is?
Broed out is that like flat bill, the dude that's always like, what up, bro? Like, like MOTO, skate, BMX, like,
you're talking about lifted
typical SoCal bro.
I feel you. Okay. All right. So he got you kind of interested in looking at that direction.
Well, no, that the last time I seen him, he was like,
oh, that's
like
how he
bro.
was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Follow you.
And I haven't seen him in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. So then when I seen him, when I was up there like 5 years ago in Yucca Valley, the high desert, there had been a pro rodeo in that town where I grew up. And I just happened to see him at a bar drinking, right? When he walked in, he was wearing a cowboy hat and vest. And I'm like, oh, that looks like my buddy Pete. But he didn't have the bro look. And then sure enough, it was him. So I'm like, what the hell are you dressed up as a cowboy for? Like, what's this about? And he's like, dude, I'm from Oklahoma originally. And I got back into bull riding. And I'm like, what the hell? Like I had no clue that he had done that before.
Yeah, right.
So we were just bullshitting, drinking at the bar. And he was just talking about the bull riding. And then he had mentioned like that's something that I probably wouldn't do. So it was more or less turned into a bet me thing. And that's how it started. He got me in that rodeo the next week or the following weekend. And I just never let it go.
Wow. How long ago was that?
That was about almost 5 years ago.
5 years. Okay.
This next May will be 5 years.
Okay. And you're
since I started that.
Professional bull rider, right? You guys are
I just got my pro permit this last September.
Okay.
And just started entering the pro rodeos with my permit this last season.
That means you guys get cashed out if you win, right? Basically, that pro permit and pro card. Okay. Very similar to like the bodybuilding world when they get their pro cards. So nice. Okay. So prior to that, were you always like an athletic person? Did you do like,
always.
Okay. You played
sports. So as a younger child, I was a jock.
Okay.
Like everything, basketball, football, even BMX, just, I don't know, you name it, I was into it if my family could afford it for me.
For sure. Yeah.
But always been an athlete. Always.
Okay. Nice. So you also do bike riding or is it motorcycle riding?
So it's a hooligan class.
Okay.
And I do flat track. I just started doing flat track. Like I literally had third race
Did you say
ever.
hooligan
Um,
track or hooligan?
Hooligan Racing,
Hooligan.
which is
Okay.
Harley's.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now I'm kind of following because I can't really see the bikes. I could see you're riding something. I just can't tell, like,
Yeah, it's
50s,
so there's two
150.
different ones that I do, two different classes. They're both hooligan classes, but I
Okay.
have a Sportster that's built off road,
Nice.
kind of like a dirt
Very
bike
cool.
and a Harley in one.
Right. Hmm.
And then the flat track Harley is just either for pavement or dirt, and you practically just go in an oval as fast as you can with other riders.
And how'd you get into that?
My buddy Mark,
Okay.
um, I kind of get got him into the bull riding world, like when he figured out that's what I did as a hobby.
Yeah.
Um, he kind of jumped into that with me for a little bit, played with that, and then vice versa. He races Harleys,
Okay.
and he's one of the top dogs for the off roading and flat tracking. So yeah, he just helped me out with some bikes and got me into that scene.
Nice. So flat tracking, that is that on pavement or are we talking about dirt?
Um, Half and half,
Okay.
mainly dirt.
Yeah.
It's practically like NASCAR for motorcycles in dirt.
Okay. Were you riding prior? Like, did you have a street
Just
bike
dirt
or a bike?
bikes.
Oh, dirt bikes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of given
yeah.
around SoCal. Like
And
I
then I've
grew up
had a
there.
couple Harleys street bikes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm digging the Indians right now. I really like those. I used to have a street bike, a Ninja 450. So that was a really fun thing for me, but after a while it's like it felt like it needed a lot more power and I regretted not getting like a 600 or something like that. And then I didn't, know if that was a great idea for me, but it was fun writing it. So it's always intriguing to me to meet people who ride either for sport purposes or for fun, for leisure, whatever. Okay, let's get to the juicy part of this. You doing your bull riding and you racing your Harleys. You are pro cannabis, right?
Yep,
Nice. And
definitely.
you are also part of Claiborne's team or sponsored along those lines?
Yeah, well, I mean, so they're really good friends.
Okay. They hook you
Um,
guys up with some
and
good
it's
goodies.
kind of it's a love relationship. Like
Yeah.
when I go race, like I rep them no matter what on my
Nice.
bike
Right.
and on my bull riding gear too. And I mean, whenever I'm in the area, or whenever I hit them up, they show me love and hook me up too.
I
But
love that because it's like
yeah,
more cannabis brands need to reach out to the athletes out there because I don't know any other brands that are really supporting like the bull
yep,
riders and other athletes that I see them into like extreme sports. Obviously it's going to be harder to tap into things like NFL, those
yep,
things like that, but I think like if I saw like a cannabis brand sponsoring a Formula One racer, that'd be sick. And eventually
yeah,
I
oh
hope
yeah.
we get there. And this is why I am intrigued to have athletes like yourself on here. What's your relationship with cannabis or plant
Man,
medicine?
well,
Shrooms?
flower is my favorite,
Okay.
and I mean, I'm I like it all really. Like
Was gonna say if
I'm one of
you're from high desert, Inland Empire, that's all we did around here. We smoked all the fucking weed. So I think, now I'm gonna be I just turned 38, but I still love flower. I mean, I love my dabs, don't get me wrong.
yeah.
They're nice and easy and convenient because I am a mom, but I can't ever leave without getting a bong rip. Like flower is the jam. Do you have a preference on a brand that you like right now on flower?
I mean, honestly, like Claiborne, that they got some of the best stuff out right now.
Are
Like,
you enjoying like more pre-rolls or do you like to roll up your own so you're not
um,
getting like loose
they
flower?
have these little joints that are like crystal infused. I forget exactly what they call them,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, those are the flavored ones right there. And
I
like
like their flyers. Those
Pineapple
are,
Express,
oh yeah.
their
Yeah.
indica,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
yeah, that one's
Are
bomb.
you more on a heavy side?
I love indicas, and I could smoke indica all day. Really, like I'm one of those people that I'm very functionable, and without it, very irritable. Like
Yep.
straight up, and it doesn't mess with my writing or nothing. If anything, it gets me more focused. through the day, keeps me focused, and yeah, like the
It's
stronger, the more focused I am.
Yeah, yeah. I think I feel the same way as far as using it for like a pre-workout or post-workout. I personally use it as a supplement. I don't think that it's a drug. And so I think that having conversations like this is what's gonna hopefully open other people to see how we use it, because it's not like we're couch locked, still handling our shit, still, being active with our life.
Yeah.
And weed is just part of it. It just enhances it. So, with that said, when did you start smoking weed?
Well, I was 13,
Okay.
and my older brother and his best friend just gave me a couple nugs of their Mex old school compressed weed, with seeds and stems, and just wanted to see me roll a joint and light it and smoke it. I was 13 years old. And I mean, after that, I don't know. It was just for some reason always around. And I don't know, that was the first partake. And it wasn't like I was really heavy into it after that as a little kid, but like
Obviously.
after that, I just wasn't scared of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, more when I turned like 18, honestly, when I started smoking more after I figured out exactly what I was going to do with my life. So yeah.
Yep. 13, huh? And then was that like a daily user once you became 18?
Yeah, practically when I became 18, that's when it was just, yeah, my daily thing.
You have a like favorite dispensary in the SoCal area?
Um,
Put them in.
Honestly, I
Pack
just
'em
I
in.
just stick to the Claiborne stuff.
Oh, well, lucky you. You get it sent to you. So
I
just kidding.
live like
Um,
down the street from where their main facility's at.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. No, I love
Yeah.
it. They are also part of the chamber for the Inland Empire chapter. So I do love their work, and they're like infused pre-rolls. Being a pre-roll judge for Emerald Cup, I did get to experience some of the different options they have. And I know they're starting to play with a lot of diamond infused.
Yep.
Those infused pre-rolls are so fire, especially if you're like looking for that heavy hit, something that smacks you, but you don't have enough time to just sit there. Those are
Yep.
ready to go. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying those. I think a lot of people are starting to enjoy pre-rolls in general, just because pre-rolls just have had a bad rap, being like, if you go to dispensaries, there's like, here's a free pre-roll, here's a free pre-roll, and you're getting fucking trim and you're getting the shitty part
Yep.
because it's free. But now these brands are like curating some really fucking bomb ass pre-rolls, which I think is convenient, and it's fun for like parties. You know what I mean? You don't have to sit there and like worry about like bringing your fucking grind. You're
Yep.
rolling
Yep.
up your shit. Yeah, there's some, I don't know what part of Riverside you're at, but if you have a catalyst near you, they always carry some fire stuff. Any preference on the type of weed when it comes to like, have you had experience with sun-grown weed or weed from like our NorCal farmers?
Um, I mean, the homegrown stuff, I used to grow my own weed like,
Oh,
I don't
nice.
know, a few years back.
Okay.
Um, and I mean, I
Soil
got a
or
buddy,
rock?
yeah, soil,
Soil. Very
soil.
nice.
Yep. Try to keep it all like natural too.
Yeah, I love soil. That's the only way I know how to grow. I don't dog rock wool at all because there are some fire indoor.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think there's benefits to having the nutrients that you get out of actual soil and sun. So that's why I asked if sun grown has ever been, available to you, or something that you maybe not have even thought about. Because growing in Inland Empire and SoCal, we don't get a lot of sun grown weed. It's not till you're like looking for it or maybe asking
Yeah.
for it. Did you do indoor or outdoor?
Mainly indoor.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
But I
California.
still did soil with the indoor. Like, had a good setup.
Nice. Nice. We're talking about like 4 or 5. We're talking about 30. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. I don't even know what it was. Probably, I think it was like 4 plants to a light, 10 lights, something like
Okay.
that.
Tent or indoor, like a room that you just.
It was a room.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And I
Tents are
do,
cool, but
I build stuff, construction. So like I built the coolest room.
That is actually what we're going to get into. You do a lot of labor work on top of you doing your bull riding and your other racing with motorcycles. Do you find that weed helps you stay agile? And like, obviously, you're working your ass off. You're in construction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
My whole life, literally, like from a child till now.
Okay. Okay. Always been busy with your hands, I'm guessing, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so usually I would say that you can make some pretty good grow rooms. And
Oh
especially if
yeah.
you're in SoCal, you know how to build those out. The funny things about those is like back in the day, we'd like also people would know how to like tap into the electricity. So we're not going to get on that since this is YouTube.
Yeah.
But I have done some grow ops where, you know, we were fortunate enough to work with people who were like just fully, you know, their parents were general contractors. So it was like anything you needed, just let them know the
Yep.
tables were made. And that was nice to have. But I think a lot of people in SoCal, if you grew weed, that was like, you know, it was always indoor because we can't really
Oh
have
yeah.
the weather for outdoor really, but fucking wind smacks really hard around here
Yep.
that those plants wouldn't last a chance. I always say, you know, when you're buying your weed, if you at least have known how to grow your own weed, you can kind of understand or what to look for as far as quality. You miss it. You miss
Oh
like
yeah,
having
for sure. I miss it.
yeah, it's a lot of work.
Definitely.
So I always tell people it's not something you can
Uh-huh.
just like, oh, I'm gonna fucking put it in a pot. I mean, you can, but it's not like if you're looking for shit you're gonna smoke. Obviously, it takes a lot of love and care. I personally enjoyed it and just found it therapeutic. So I always ask people like,
Yeah. Like if you're growing one or two, like yeah, it's gonna be easier.
right,
But no, not if you're fucking growing
like
a
30,
dozen plus, you know.
right, yeah.
That's when it just becomes tiring.
Yeah, that's why I give it up to our cultivating managers and, you know, even the women that are in the greenhouse part of the
Yeah.
cannabis industry because I mean, I'm sure you've seen them when they're advertising their green rooms. There are millions of plants in there and it's like
Mm-hmm.
they got to check on every single one. But I feel like the people that are in cannabis, if like we truly love the plant, that it doesn't feel like work. So it's like this, like, all right, let's get this shit done. Let's make sure
Yeah.
the babies are all good and thriving.
Yep.
And then just to see the end product, which is what's going on right now with Croptober, is probably the most satisfying. And then, you know, the waiting process, the curing process is probably the worst part because you're just staring and smelling and making sure your
Yeah.
weed is like good. And then you're like, fuck, I just want to smoke it. But at least that was my experience. It was always fun growing indoor. So have you done skydiving or is that kind of the things that you're into in
I
general?
mean, so I started to take my course to get my license.
Oh,
Started last year
okay.
and I have 5 jumps now. Solo.
Crazy. Okay.
And I mean, I haven't done it for I don't know, it's been too long now to where I have to take refresher courses and shit like that. But the refresher courses are just to make sure you didn't forget what you
Oh, like your
already learned. And
pool, your parachute, and all that shit.
now all the hand signals, like the elevation, you know, you need to pull your chute, like
Wow.
the all what can go wrong, how to handle it, like
How to
you know,
land, not to break your legs and shit like that.
yeah, the tuck and roll.
Okay. All right. See, I know a little bit. I think I've watched a couple things on like Discovery,
Oh
but
yeah,
I don't even think I do like an air balloon. Like I am deathly afraid of heights. So I'm getting there. Eventually, you know, they say the most blissful things are on the opposite side of fears. So I got a lot of things to work on. And it seems like you're just like checking them off. Is there anything that you have on your bucket list that people don't know about that's pretty extreme?
well, I mean, the whole reason why I started the skydiving and why I want to finish that up and just keep doing that is I want to do the flying squirrel suit.
Okay. Dive into that.
That's
Diving squirrel suit. Okay.
yeah, they're like the flat. They're just suits with little wings under your arms and a wing between your legs, and you just jump off a cliff and just fly.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah. Wow. And you just go as long as possible, right? Like as long as your wings take you.
Yeah, practically.
Boy, that's got to be a landing, a little bit of a harsh landing, but
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they have canopies too,
okay, okay.
but it's still like there's no room for error when it comes to like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing that's on my bucket list.
All right, all right. So we're gonna follow up on that. You make sure you let me know when that day is, so we could follow and make sure you make it. What are things that you have that people don't really know about in your your bucket list of goals as far as where you're going with bull riding, where you're going with the racing, or are they
Well,
just like hobbies that you find therapeutic and helps you grow as a person?
um, definitely all the above.
Okay.
It's just having fun and I mean, the bull riding, honestly, like that is, if you're an adrenaline junkie, that's the most addicting thing that you could possibly do. I mean, it it blows away skydiving, like it does the feeling.
Really?
Like, yeah, oh yeah,
Wow, we need to get out to one. I mean, I know there's like Norco always has things going on.
yeah,
Pretty much anywhere in the SoCal area is pretty on board with rodeos from what I've seen. But is there
oh
any
yeah,
like specific ones that you have coming up, entering any competitions? Or did you have one last
yep,
weekend? Is that where
yeah.
you
I had bulls only this last weekend.
Okay.
Actually, Eli split the first place with our other buddy Jesse Flores on that.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Goes
I
to
saw that.
Eli.
I
Yeah,
saw that. So is it a buckle that you guys get? Was that a buckle that I saw? Is that like
yeah,
a trophy? That's really cool.
yep, yep. And
Yeah.
then he won some money too.
Oh, very nice. I'll have to send him
Yeah,
a personal message. Congratulations to him.
yeah, he did
That's
good.
good. I'm glad he got that. I know he had some rough time in the past month or so, and so I think he's being taken care of from
Yeah,
up
he's coming
above.
back strong with his
Yeah.
surgery because he was out for a while with his shoulder, and like that's one of the things that we all face is riding with injury, and then when to just tap out and say, all right, this is enough, like it's time to get surgery or whatever. Like that's where I'm at right now. But
Okay.
I do have two more rodeos this weekend coming. Um, I'm riding Friday night and Saturday night in Tombstone, Arizona at the Shootout Arena.
Okay.
And then the following weekend after that, I'll be in Temecula at CRC Ranch doing an open bull riding Halloween event.
Oh, very nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Now, what's the surgery? Are you saying you're going to go get surgery or you're debating
Yeah.
to? That must be meaning that there is an injury that's either been ignored or it's to the point where
Two injuries
two.
that
Okay.
I've been ignoring.
Okay. Tell us about your injuries. You
My
need to walk
shoulder,
on.
man, I tore that thing last year in Poway at the end of the season.
Well, you guys hold like this, right? You guys are like this when you're holding the bull.
Yeah,
I've been
you're
watching.
holding with one hand, and that's gonna be like your strong hand, like you're gonna be it's gonna be what you're holding on with, like what you're strong with, and then your free arms, like that's gonna be used for
Oh,
balance.
right, right. So is it the shoulder that's being thrown up, or is this the
Yeah.
shoulder that's being pulled
Nope,
up?
it's my free arm shoulder.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's how much of a, like, I guess, of a jerking movement.
Well, it's not from that. It was from the way I landed in Poway. Like I got
Like, got
bucked
tossed.
off, just
Yeah.
yeah, just tossed out the back, did like a backflip off, landed on my right shoulder, and it just tore it. Um, but yeah, I really never did anything. I quit riding for shoot, it was almost 6 months. Um, and I was just babying it for 6 months, not even really like working all that hard. Like I was still working, but not putting no stress on it. And then I entered this season late. I think it was like March. And yeah, like did okay the first two rodeos, and then the third rodeo, that's when I just felt it tear again. And I just kept riding, and it just keeps building scar tissue.
Oh boy. Shoulder repair or surgeries I hear is gnarly. So um hopefully, you get back and you take care of it. I always feel like you should take care of it now before it gets worse and like they tell you can't ever fucking ride. Rather than, hey, you're gonna be out like 6 months and then you gotta do physical therapy because realistically that's probably what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna affect you also riding your motorcycle.
It does. Just right now, it'll like go numb. I won't get no feeling to it. Or like it goes to sleep. Just get that numb feeling.
Yeah.
Or like certain areas when I lift it up over my shoulder, like sometimes or over my head this way, it'll just get that sharp pain and it'll just want to go limp.
Do you work out? Like, do you hit the gym? Because I
I
know.
usually do a
Okay.
lot, but since I've had this injury and my other injury, my right knee,
Oh.
I hyperextended that about 2 months ago on my dirt bike, and that's the main thing right now. Like that's been holding me back on my bull riding
Oh boy.
because
Yeah.
we use our legs a lot, and you have to squeeze with your knees. And
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, have you experienced a concussion being tossed?
actually, at Bulls Only on Friday night, um, I got under my bull when he was still bucking, and then his hoofs were coming downward and just landed right on top of my helmet.
Oh God.
And yeah, he cracked my helmet right here and gave me a good lump through my helmet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys you guys go through some crazy things, but you guys get back right on it. Are you guys doing when you're riding, do you go on one bull and then that's it? Or are you guys doing like rounds, I should say?
Sometimes we get on two.
Okay.
Um, but like this last weekend, it was so Friday night, got on mine, did get a little concussion from that one. And I still got on the bull the second night. And then whoever did good in the average
Okay.
on Saturday night on their first bull got to go and do a championship round. And then you get on a second bull.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You seem like you've got your shoulder, your knee, and you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get back out there. And now you got a little like concussion going on. You gotta,
Oh, it's more than that throughout the whole year. Like it's a normal thing like to get sucked under your bull and just get stomped out a little bit. Like
a little
my
bit.
left knee took a beating this last weekend too, and it's
Oh,
already been stomped out like 3 times this year. So
the adrenaline you guys get must be that good that you guys just keep fucking going back as much as you guys are getting beat up from there. Well, it seems like you guys have a passion for it and like I love bodybuilding and I mean like weightlifting, that part of
yeah,
fitness. And I couldn't imagine myself not doing it. I train twice a day and I can't like if I don't have it, it just feels awkward. It's part of my life. I grew up doing mixed martial arts, so I think it's just in me to have like an active lifestyle. So I totally feel you guys when you guys are just about it and getting back out there, whether you guys have the injuries or not. Hopefully your injuries don't hinder you too much and you're able to, move forward and get stronger out there. I noticed your service to community was very interesting. I love that you had put that you want to be more of a positive influence and help physically build hospitals. You do a lot of community work. I know you had posted something recently about either a charity ball or a charity event that happened recently that you were part of. Maybe.
yeah. So it was charity for charity,
Okay.
and practically like Cowboys going through crisis like type thing,
Oh,
and that was in
really?
Temecula. Yeah. Um, it was just a bull riding event, and I mean, it went to charity, so that was cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. I think it's important that we get out there and try to have some sort of giving back when we have the events because you're obviously, getting in a place where a set of people and you're able to spread your message along that way and then still have fun. Do you guys get a big turnout in the events that you guys go to as far as like your crowd?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh, they
always.
look pretty rowdy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good,
People love bull riding. People love seeing us getting hurt too.
it's like hockey,
I think
right?
they'd rather see us get hurt than cover a bull.
Yeah. Um, when you guys are done with the rodeo, is there like some sort of after party? Like, is there?
I mean, there always is those after parties, but like for the most part, after rodeos, like
Everyone goes
you
home.
could tell like all the stoners will just drift off together and we'll go like hang out and
Okay,
tailgate,
great. I was gonna get to
smoke
that.
blunts, smoke
Okay.
bowls, have a few
So,
beers too. Like,
are you seeing that now? You said past 5 years you've been doing bull riding. Have you seen an increase in people smoking weed now? More,
um,
or at least being open about it?
more open about it than anything because like it's crazy. Everyone smokes,
Yeah.
but some people just hide it very well. But yeah, for the most part, like I was surprised when I found out how many bull riders actually smoked weed.
Well, I'm glad they're smoking weed more than like, going down the whiskey road.
Right?
Nothing wrong with whiskey or tequila. I mean, to each their own, but we all know alcohol is poison and cannabis is made out of the ground and it's a natural plant with all the fucking eating that you guys get on your bodies and being tossed. I think cannabis is super beneficial to you guys. With
Hmm.
that said, hopefully you get on your squirrel suit soon and you keep us posted on that. And hopefully I'll come out to one. You guys are all in the area.
Yeah,
We'll have to come out and smoke a fatty with you guys.
yeah, for sure.
We have 7 grams before I let my guests go, and it's like a quick rapid fire, but it's just to know a little bit about who you are. So we're gonna run through those, and after that, they'll be pretty much a wrap. All right, 7 grams. What's your favorite way to consume weed?
Uh, joint or blunt. Honestly, like blunt is my go-to.
Yeah, I do love me a really good blunt. Have you ever had a bad experience with weed?
Um, Edibles. Yeah, ate way too many edibles, and yeah, you know how that could be.
It's like 85% they say now of everybody's worst experience or like bad experience with weed or even like an experience where they decided not to ever fucking touch it again was because of an edible. It's like, damn it. Back in the day, it was just
Yep,
like, here's a brownie. And again, good luck.
yep, straight up.
We were like, I'm down. I'm down. Yeah, edibles will fuck you up in such a
Hmm.
weird way. I am very careful about it. I am glad that there's other companies now that do like gummies that are like 5 milligrams. I think that's more doable because it's like, okay, five, I could take two, that's 10. But when you just get like old school way where it's just like a brownie or a cookie and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
I
yep.
don't know
It's
how
like
much
throw
fun I'm
you
gonna
in
put in there.
space and good luck.
Yeah, it's like, did I take fucking mushrooms or was that weed? I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
straight up.
Okay. If you could be an animal, what would it be?
Oh man, if I could be an animal, I'd be an eagle.
Oh, I love eagles. That's a strong animal. But what's your pump up song?
My pump up song, man. There's so many good ones,
I know. What's your most recent one? Like on a repeat, like something that you could be like, that I could have on repeat.
man. M- some Motley Crue.
Okay. Okay. I
I don't
follow
even know what song. I'll say "Kickstart My Heart," Motley Crue. All right.
my heart. Okay. I'll have to check that out. My husband probably knows. I wouldn't know so much about Motley Crue. If you could give one book to someone that you found impactful, which book would it be?
A book.
Yeah, that you found impactful to you.
I could say "The Road."
Okay. I'll have to check that out. List 3 things that make you happy.
Straight up, just waking up every day healthy. That's the first thing. And freedom and family and friends.
Those are good answers. What's something you've learned recently about the marijuana industry?
And um,
That was like, oh shit, I
I
didn't
don't.
know that.
Um, I'm gonna say probably like the new wax rigs that they got.
Oh, like these? Like the electric rigs?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So you're used to like the torch and the
Yeah.
fucking
Yep.
ball,
Yep.
like
I
the
didn't know
spray.
now you could just throw it in there and hit a button and it just like
One,
does
two,
everything
three,
for
four,
you.
five. Do you know how great these are for women and moms. Like, oh, you know, when you're dabbing, you have a fucking metal piece, you got to scrape it, you got to clean it.
Uh-huh.
This now is a hot knife. So it has a little button. We press it and it just like drops the fucking wax right in it. Nice and pretty, no clean, no mess up or anything. And
Wow. Okay.
also has a light. Got to check these out. But yeah, innovative deals like that. Like I have like, I don't know, 12 bongs. And I mean, big, little, all types of different bongs, like straight shooters, like fucking beakers. But probably 2-3 years, I've gotten, you know, obviously things like that, which makes it easy for my husband to buy me gifts because it's like, all right, she needs a new
Yep.
one of those or she needs a new one of those. The innovation coming out of the cannabis industry is really,
Yeah.
really cool. So great answer. If you don't know about Focus, this is a Focus, but there's also Ispire. Those are two really good e-rigs, and Puffco. Those are like something you can take, but there's also like this old school, I don't know, like way old school. Like if I was in the like 60s.
Like the Sherlock Holmes type
Yes,
sites.
exactly. That's exactly what it's called, I think, too. It's Puffco has one of those, and it's to be like a dry hash where you can take around. I could totally see you guys really enjoying that for yourselves for us.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I will send you the links for that so you can check it out. But thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story with us and being an advocate as an athlete and for our plant medicine out there. You know, we hope that when you're around maybe some of the old school judges, them old school cowboys who don't really like the marijuana because of the reefer madness, you know, stigma, that they know now like how much of it is like different and how much better it is than the alcohol and the opioid crisis that most people have to go through. Because what you guys go through, I can imagine you guys are being thrown with fucking pills left and right. So my hope is that you guys stay strong with your other bull riders and that you continue to share the message with them and, you know, point them our way. Our cannabis industry is really open to the athletes. I think we get really excited when we see you guys out there, even sharing your stories. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 27. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you guys have any questions, send those to hichifa.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace.